So what are some things with that in mind from where you guys started? Because you've both been here over a decade. So from where you started with ProVista and what your original goals were or your original direction, what's changed or adapted, or what have you learned over the last decade with this brand? Because this is not a way grass has been sold previously that I know of.
Yep.
So what have you learned?
Yeah, I that's exactly right. I'd say what have we learned? One of the things that has come screaming to the forefront, I think, is how impactful that dwarfing gene really was. Both benefits and some things we have to overcome. Some additional management practices that we kind of had to teach ourselves and learn, so that way the end user could be successful. I think when we entered into the development of the project, we were like, reduction in mowing. But there's been all these benefits that have come along with it. You mentioned the dark green color, the density. The density is unbelievable compared to a conventional. You take some of these, really what we started with are conventional without genes, and you compare it directly to the transformant, and it's night and day in density. With the plant, it seems to not spend energy growing tall. It spends it kind of tillering out and stooling out and filling out. The shade tolerance, I know you've mentioned that before on the channel about just the additional benefit that comes along with the dwarfing trait. As far as a shade tolerance, I mean, completely redefining what is possible with bluegrass. So that's been really special. On the negative side, I think there just have been some management obstacles, let's say, or learnings to overcome. Things like winter dormancy or breaking coming out of dormancy. Spring green up. Thank you. Across the board, our grass is doing exactly what we engineered it to do. It's doing things slowly. So you have to kind of incentivize the grass to do things. You have to kind of force it to do things at a faster rate if you want it to green up, like green up. Another one I think that especially in bluegrass is the flowers in the turf. The plants will throw flowers in the spring, and again, just like we've engineered the plant to do, the flowers don't get very tall. They stay real short. So we've had to kind of engineer. We've had to create a management plan to overcome those obstacles that are directly related to the technology. So the technology, I think, lots and lots of great benefits, but I think there were some surprises along the way of just some management learnings we had to go through.
You're just writing best practices essentially for your grass.
It behaves differently. Yeah. It is a different grass, so it requires some additional learning, some additional communication.
When you go back to, I like talking about this because, again, I like the word incentivize the grass. So I think we're talking, from my experience, we're talking about the St. Augustine grass. If it does go dormant, which Jacksonville area, it's going to go dormant. Down here, it's hit or miss, right? Depends.
I call it semi-dormancy.
Yeah,
in Central Florida.
It's our own transition zone, or I call it the frost line as I4. I have all these stupid terms for it, but if it does go dormant, as long as you hammer in the nitrogen early, you can push it to wake up at the same time as pretty much everyone else.
Yes.
But I mean, and I say that, I'm talking, I've done a pound 2 weeks apart, a pound, and then wait 2 weeks and do another pound, and really push it out. And it's fine. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't do anything bad to it. Now, I think the other fun part is when you're saying the flowers, and just so y'all know, those are the seed heads. We're talking about the Kentucky bluegrass now, right? They don't grow very tall. So I'm telling people, mow your Kentucky bluegrass at 3.5 inches, mow it tall. And so they're mowing all spring. It goes to seed, and those seeds never get above that 3 inches. So they just sit there indefinitely, and it starts to look a little thin. I can understand. Yeah. I've seen it at my buddy Jake's house.
And then that detracts from your quality.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get them out of there.
Yeah. You talked about the dark green color. If there's something to be said for that contrast, you have this beautiful dark green background, and boy, do blemishes or like brown seed heads really show up nicely on that, in that nice dark background. So our management practice for it is exactly like you said. You're mowing high. When you see those flowers, you come in and you mow them out. You reduce your mowing height, mow them out. For multiple reasons, for the look, but ultimately it's really for the health of the stands. That that reproductive structure is an amazing energy sink. It's just sucking those plants dry. Those
Right.
plants are putting so much energy trying to be reproductive. The best thing you could do is stop them from doing that.
Get it out of
Remove that energy sink, and all that energy that it was trying to be reproductive goes back into making that plant look really good, right? Into its own health. So dual benefits. But yeah, that's very much an outcome, a result of our dwarfing trait, but it's something we had to learn, and we've built a management plan around it.
Now, see, for me, that's fun. Like if I had this grass, I'd be loving my spring scalp.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if you call it a scalp, but I mean, you can go down to an inch. You're not going to hurt it.
Nope.
And you're going to get those flowers out of it. But this is a fun chore for me. Now,